Alright, so. Alright, so April 2nd, 10:15 a.m. April. They're doing this in April? Alright. Alright. Oops, I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened? I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that Von Karma at the head. How'd the investigation go from there? The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. 1 whole year. This was before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. Why was that ever said in, though? Because I feel like that would be slightly illegal even as, like, a law. I see. Let's see. Did they ever find out why the victim's dessert disappeared? Well, kinda. His dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not quite be the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Masters' mansion. Mr. Masters' mansion. The state of the eye is 7 instant. And in this very place they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert. Yeah. Yep. Though it could be just a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get a move on and check out the room. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to replay a little bit here, but it should be fine. We didn't get too far. I'll just kind of zoom past some bits. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. Okay, we're good. There's someone passed out on the floor, and that man there is. I have no idea why he appears in this case. He has absolutely no right to be in this case. Though I think this is the latest version of Lair you ever see before he appears, like in the 3D games, which is really funny to me. Larry, what are you doing here? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here? Man, this guy has a tough life. I saw something that no one should ever have to see again. Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out here? I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden. This man, he can't be. Oh no, he's the same guy we saw 15 minutes ago. Excuse me, but what's the matter here? You can't raise such a ruckus in the museum, boys. I don't know, maybe we can. I think someone might be dead. The scent is... Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Oh yeah, toxic gas. Oh yeah, alright. Everyone get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out from it. Uh-oh. How the turntables have twisted. Alright. 10:42 I am. God, is this the case with the normalium and fatalium? Because that's so funny. Mr. Shields, how is the victim? It looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor in the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. Ah. But he's not out of the woods yet. Ah. No, I'm starting to move Harmony up. No, stop. Wait. Harmony, shut up. Okay. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist at the infirmary. Infirmary? I have no idea. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Dane Gustavia. He was involved in the IS-7 incident. Wow, he looks exactly the same except for his white hair. Yeah. The pastry chef, so he was involved in the case 18 years ago. At least the other guy is doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles? Yes, you could say that. It's fortunate you are not hurt, Larry. What's you could say that supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Laurie's, Doonim, you know? So don't call me Larry, it's Laurie's. Idiot. I hate you. I mean, I don't hate you. You're fine. You're good. You're good. It's fine. But... Okay. He's nothing but trouble, but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed that the alias, Laurie's Doonim. But, Butts by any other name would smell just as much. Good. Alright. Really? You two are childhood friends? I'd better report that to your old man, too. I'm sure it will bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have a bosom buddy like me? Oh my god! Corbin needs to see this. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Okay. Anyway. My father was worried about something like that. Aww. 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 Sorry if I pause to take screenshots so much, it's just very nice. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Laurice. Also, that's a stupid-ass name. What are you doing in a place like this? Yikes, don't glare at me when you talk. So you're going to tell me? Isn't it obvious I've come here to study art? I'm going to take Mandy on a date here, so I was just doing some scouting beforehand. Aren't you just using art as an excuse to go on a date? Not bad, Laurice. I'm not saying that, Ray. I think I'm getting a headache. Okay. So we have Larry testimony, I guess we have to deal with. By the way, Laurice, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say I saw something that no one should ever have to see? Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw that old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything I didn't do anything this time for once. Is that anything to brag about? Oh, hello. Hello. Visitors, we wish to deeply apologize for the disturbance. Sorry for someone almost getting murdered. I'm the curator of this museum. My name is Catherine Hall. She's also one of the people involved in the IS-7 incident. Hello there, Miss Kate. I am old now. Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance. She was the one we saw at the reception, so she's the curator here. We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. It's the opening day. Oh. No, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. No one was actually murdered. I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth's. Ooh, look at my sprite. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Oh, so you're a prosecutor. My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. This woman is very polite, but slightly odd. Katie, could I get your autograph right here, pretty please? Yes, if you so desire. Fine, bitch. Why do you want her autograph? Hey, don't tell me you don't know who she is. My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news, do you, Miles? What is this unbearable atmosphere? She's a stupid superstar actress who's been in a ton of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too. Currently, I'm the curator of this museum. I have already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for my last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said that they would come here once I opened the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you. Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Well, looks like me and Laurie share the same interests. Shut the fuck up! So I gathered. Larry, you said you were here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's Art Museum. Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits. Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Edgy. I'll do a bit of sketching for Katie here. What an amusing person. That's a way to say that. Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman who was with you earlier? That was Madame Delicia Scones. She is currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it's only provisional. As I am only the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long. You're the only staff member working here. Good. Delicious scones. I believe we've heard that name before, Mr. Shields. Yep. Looks like the whole gang from the I-7 incident is here. We're bringing the band back together. Well, I doubt that's a coincidence. Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea. That takes me back. Yes, if you please. Now, I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. Alright, thanks for everything. It smells like Ceylon tea. I should drink it before it cools. Oh, the Ceylon tea is of very high quality. This aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration, right? Your old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago. But the saucers back then were chilled, today they're warm. Anyway, don't you think this current situation is rather unusual? You mean how everyone involved in this case 18 years ago has gathered at this museum? Yeah. Yes, I would like to be in charge of this case if at all possible. Oh, in fact. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you all okay? Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields! I came here as fast as I could when I heard you two were done in by the poison gas. You thought we died? Oh! Okay, how about after being parted for so long? No. Geez, so you're perfectly fine. I can't believe you made us worry so much. Love you, Kay. Detective Gumshoe. What is the meaning of bringing Kay here? I'm sorry, sir. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. But no matter how much I ran and ran and ran and ran and ran, I couldn't gain any ground. When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Yatagratsu. But you weren't running away from here. Oh. Gas mask, Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm all set, sir. I'll start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of gas in the room, I'll have to ask everyone to wait here. Very well, I'm counting on you. Good luck in there, Flatfoot. Wow, Gumby's so cool. He's just like a detective. But that's what he is. He just doesn't seem like it sometimes. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like the poison gas has dissipated, sir. That's a little sus. Detective calmly explained this state of the Autumn Palace. Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue of two people. And on the right, there's a statue of an animal with two horns. A statue of two people and a statue of an animal with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago? Oh, the sprinkler, okay. Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. That also prevented the gas from harming anyone else. The sprinkler system. Was there a fire in the room? There are no signs of a fire and the fire alarm hasn't gone off either, sir. The sprinklers in this museum are the kind that detects both smoke and fire. You don't have apartment. If it detects smoke, it will send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might have set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the security room at the time? The only one working here is the curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She has been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system could only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibits. Since the system is manual, the situation can be examined and the exhibits moved if need be. I guess there would be more priority of the exhibits than the building. Only at a museum. But it's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't this supposed to be the Autumn Palace? It feels more like the dead of winter in here. The Autumn Palace is cold? I checked the thermostat earlier and it was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I couldn't believe it. Why would the Autumn Palace be set to the same temperature as the Winter Palace? That's about all I know for now, sir. If I figure out anything else, I'll give you another call. I see. I'm counting on you, detective. Alright, leave him to die. What did Gummy say? He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace. Huh? I don't get it. I haven't been able to enter the room personally. But it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished investigating. I'd like to know what's I'd like to know what it's like in there myself. Isn't there anyone else who knows about the incident? Ah, there is someone. Miles' friend, right? Friend? That man. Though he's such a nuisance, we have no choice but to listen to what he has to say for now. God damn it, Larry testimony. Hi, Larry. Wait, you mean? Yeah, this bitch. Oh, so you're here too, Kay. I'm not saying that. Long time no see. It's Larry, isn't it? Kay, right now my name is Laurice. I'm an artist, that's why. Ah, so that's your pen name, Laurice, the artist formerly known as Larry. Wow, you really are cool. Nothing like God, nothing like edgy here. Ouch, Larry. I have many things that I need to ask you. What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. Literally every time you appear in a case, you've done something like bad, man. You're gonna say because I was You're gonna say because I was first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you? I never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one should ever have to see, did you not? But now I'm saying I didn't see nothing and I didn't do nothing. Probably. Good job. Oh my, he didn't seem too confident at the end there. There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts, still holds true 26 years on. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. It seems he's done something troublesome without even realizing it himself. I'll just have to try and extract the truth from him. Oh, oh my god! It's chess time! Here, let me turn up the audio in the background. Okay. My goal is to expose whatever Larry is hiding. However, I didn't see nothing, I didn't do nothing. Larry is an extremely restless and troublesome man. Another screenshot. Until he cools down, I'll just wait and see. First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can't handle. I'll finish this quickly. Alright. Logic chess. Which is the funniest concept to me. What was the purpose for you coming to the art gallery? What? Are you saying that I don't belong in an art gallery? You don't belong here. Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can paint your portrait. And then I'll scribble all over the portrait I drew of you. I was just joking. I would never scribble over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all. I don't think any of your works would qualify as art. Ouch! Don't look down on me. There are people who recognize my skills as an artist. Those people are blind. Mandy is my girlfriend, but it's really my paintings that she fell in love with. That's why I'll sketch anything my girlfriend likes. Then, why are you here on your own today? So what? Can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone? I have to wait and see for all of these. Mandy said she's a Gemini. No, don't go off of this. I thought she'd be happy if I showed her a sketch of it on her next date. Do you really have that much confidence in the sketch? Well, I'm not so confident about this one. But I thought she would be happy if I did a sketch of her astrological sign. You came to see the Gemini sculpture? I see. That's just like you. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the Gemini sculpture, didn't you? What? How'd you find out? You literally just told us. Because you just unknowingly told me everything. Well then, I'm not saying another word from now on. He's finally decided to remain silent. In that case, I'll be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery. I'll expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. What did you do in this art gallery? What's with that glare? I don't really remember anything. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I just loitered around the fountain patio. You forgot to get a pamphlet? Don't they give you a pamphlet at the reception booth after you pay the admission fee? Did you come in here illegally, man? Huh? Oh, is that right? So the admission wasn't free, huh? You didn't pay? Don't tell me you sneaked in here without paying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do anything bad. It's just there was no one at the reception booth. That's why I thought you could come in here for free. Oh, Miss Hall wasn't there, okay. Miss Hall wasn't at the reception booth. Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk. Come to think of it, Gumshoe did say something about that. Miss Hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth. Poor Kitty, she went to all that trouble to open the place. And now the art gallery's star attraction, the Winter Palace, is completely ruined. You know about the Winter Palace? You're certainly well informed about the Winter Palace for someone without a pamphlet. The Winter Palace is where your goal, the Gemini sculpture, is located. You had your sights set on the Winter Palace from the beginning, didn't you? What? How'd you find me out again? That's right, my goal was to see the Gemini sculpture. From the very beginning, the Winter Palace was the very reason why I came here. He confessed quite easily. You can never tell anything with this man. Next, I'll ask for further information regarding the Winter Palace. He may still have some fight left in him. I'll watch his reactions and extract the information I need. Larry, did you see anything at the Winter Palace? You're still hung up on that? Didn't I say I didn't see anything? I started to think it wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I need to leave soon to meet with my girlfriend. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. Alright, let's see. I have no more use for you. Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace? That look of distrust. Sure, I tried going in, but you couldn't get in? You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right? Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but then that old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out. So you couldn't get in because the victim of the poison gas collapsed? Yeah, he fell right out of the Winter Palace. I'm sure the victim emerged from the Autumn Palace. If it weren't for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Gemini sculpture right now. Larry must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. That aside, it seems like his goal was to sketch the sculpture. This should be a useful clue. Okay. Do you see anything? Perhaps I should have used using that clue. You came here to You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily. Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from the outside, right? Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but there's no evidence that I saw something scary in there, right? You saw something scary? My, I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the crime scene, didn't you? Edgy, can you read my mind? In that case, there's no point in keeping any more secrets from you. You just told me everything of your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally, it's checkmate. Hooray! I had my eyes fixed on the Gemini sculpture. You've mentioned the Gemini sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was the Gemini one. What? Was it a mirage then? Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. This piece of evidence shows what Larry really saw. I know this. Take a look at this pamphlet. In the Autumn Palace, the Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius sculptures are displayed. Incidentally, I can confirm that the Gemini sculpture is located in the Winter Palace. Therefore, the sculpture you saw could not have been the Gemini one. I knew it. I expected him to be a bit more shocked at the news. I thought it was kind of strange. I know I saw a single goddess. And that transformation was no mirage. Transformation, you say? Oh, you're curious too, Edgy. Well, nothing for it. I guess I'll have to show you. Show me? What, exactly? I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then. But I really can't believe what I drew. Picture? What picture? This one right here. What? What is this disturbing picture? Is that sculpture weeping tears of blood? Maurice, this picture is scary. Okay, it scared me too. This Gemini sculpture suddenly transformed into a goddess right before my eyes. I couldn't help but scream. So the victim collapsing wasn't what surprised him. What do you mean when you say transformed? Like Transformers. I don't really understand it myself. The lower half of its body just turned into a fish. A fish goddess. That would be the Pisces sculpture, wouldn't it? In mythologies, Pisces represents the fish that a goddess and her son transform into. Really? So Pisces isn't just a couple of ordinary fish? Edgy, you don't think that sculpture is cursed, do you? Those tears of blood that turned the Gemini sculpture into a fish. Preposterous. You simply mistook the Pisces sculpture for the Gemini one. Alright. Oh, you put the sketch in your organizer. Even a sketch like this can be used as scrap paper after all. It's good though! How could you? But it's strange. Why did only the lower half of the sculpture transform? Uncle Ray is a bit curious about what went on at the Autumn Palace. Indeed, I wonder if someone tampered with the Pisces sculpture. Oh. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, we finished searching the room. The poison gas isn't a threat anymore, so you can enter the crime scene. Right, good work, Detective. It seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now. Nice timing, Mr. Detective. Let's go right now. I want to see the Pisces sculpture. If Kay's going, I'm going too. I was planning on bringing him along anyway. Right then, let's proceed to the Autumn Palace. So this is the Autumn Palace. It certainly does resemble the Winter Palace. I've been waiting, sir. Huh? Aren't you that hairy butts guy? Wrong! I'm Laurice Dunham! Never mind that, Detective. Your report, if you please. Roger that, sir. We discovered a used gas burner during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident. Was it used to heat something? Was that ladder always there on the ground? It was probably used by the person who set off the poison gas. The poison gas was released when someone lifted the lid off that glass case, sir. The Pisces sculpture. Huh? Seems like you know about it, sir. Well then, do you know what the sculpture next to it is? Since we're in the Autumn Palace, it would probably be the Capricorn sculpture. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I thought it was Taurus myself. I was thrown off as it was covered by this weird cloth. Oh, the fluorescent cloth! I wonder what it's doing here. Evidence from the IS-7 incident. Uh-oh. No matter what it is or how it got here. The sculptures in this room are all covered with this fluorescent cloth. And because they're hidden, it makes me want to see them even more. Let's take a look. I'll just get this cloth off. Wow, they're beautiful. You don't think the transformation Larry saw was in fact the moment the cloth wrapped around the lower half of Pisces fell? See, Edgy, it wasn't a mirage or a mistake after all. Hey, Miles, there sure is something strange about this room. It looks exactly the same as the Winter Palace we were in just a moment ago. Yes, I agree. Perhaps the sculptures were hidden to make it look like the Winter Palace. If you wrap the cloth around the lower half of the Pisces sculpture, it looks like Gemini. Capricorn is a half fish too. I had the lower half and it resembles Taurus. The remaining two, which couldn't be altered with trickery, were covered up. The Autumn Palace was made to look like the Winter Palace, so it seems, Mr. Shields. It looks like we'll need to conduct an investigation of the Autumn Palace too. Oh, is it Courtney? It is! I knew it! Mr. DeBest and Judge Courtney. Hey, you guys again! This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warnings. Ugh. Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective. I I will smack the hell out of you. In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment. You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that. That? Yeah, that. Right, cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday? I've always wanted to say that. You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it, DePest. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary? Yeah, please do, actually. No, that's not what I meant. But it would be really nice to get my salary raised. Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian. The past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth and all his company, depart at once from this holy site. But that's, we only just got here. The only given the one given the goddess of law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian. In other words, Mr. DeBest is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes set on the culprit. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally, that artist. Me? Hey, what's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. It seems he doesn't know what inculpable even means. That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Yes, he's incapable. She just nonchalantly corrected him. Don't underestimate my intelligence gathering skills. I just came here from the infirmary to ask the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was its name again? Hold on a second, I'll call the doctor to make sure. Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, why didn't you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemicals. Their names are normalium and fatalium. Love this game. So, what are those chemicals exactly? Normalium is a red liquid that's commonly used in everyday products. It can be found in paint and detergent, among other things, but it's not toxic by itself. So you're saying that it's a substance readily available to anyone? Yes, but fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. This is like the making the victim name Dade Man. Its name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It's the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as megatoxin X. Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we're looking into how this chemical was obtained. Okay, I finally found out the names of those chemicals. Judge Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then, I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. You're threatening me as the culprit just because of that? I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Hey, Edgy, don't you think that this prosecutor is kind of an idiot? Larry, indeed, although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me! It's alright, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. Like the first star to appear at night, show us reasoning that shines the best. The first star shines best. Not bad. Hey, you guys better listen up too. Love you, Sebastian. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. The poison gas was called by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. So, what do you think, Justine? We cannot ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red plate? Did you read? Okay. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off? The only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please watch what you say. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty. Please, please pay no heed to this man's statements. Hey, you guys! Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Mr. Edgeworth, if you already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have the time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning. Alright. Indeed, at first glance this man seems suspicious, however. At first glance? What's with that first all of a sudden? Are you trying to steal my spot as a star that shines best? Huh? Would that make me the best artist? Larry, don't make this any more confusing than it already is. Mr. DeBest, continue your reasoning now. Okay. Yes, apparently normalium is used in everyday products. Right, so the red paint is definitely suspicious. But it's also used in things other than paint, right? I guess you have a point. What do you think, Justine? That's right, normalium is also used in detergent, for example. In other words, it might not have been paint that caused the gas. That's not true. Let me finish my reasoning. Even if the paint is the cause of the poison gas, that does not mean he is guilty. Oh, hello. Let's see. Discord doesn't give me notifications anymore when people hop in. Alright. Where did this go? Haha! Well then, if the paint is not the cause, that doesn't mean he's innocent either. Now he's just trying to sound clever. Mimicking what Mr. Edgeworth says won't make you look cool at all. Okay, please don't make my statements look bad. Now then, it's about time to wrap up my shining logic. Alright. Do you truly claim that Larry is the culprit based on just that? Huh? You got a problem with that? If you have a problem, then present evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like he really wants you to do that. Indeed, then I'll do as he wishes and present evidence. It seems he doesn't pay much attention to what other people are saying. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. DeBest's logic. Why'd he even bother making the phone call? I'll finish this quickly. This is a waste of time. Wait, I haven't actually checked this evidence. Ah!
Hello?
Oh, hello. Would you like to voice anyone, or are you just dropping in?
I could. Who do you want me to?
Let's see. I don't know, I can do Sebastian, and Edgeworth. You can do Courtney, maybe.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
That's the judge, right?
Yeah. I see sketch. Traces that we use. Let's use to heat something. Okay, white fatalium mixed with red normalium. Alright. Wait. Yeah. There we go. Ha! I am somewhat smart. Mr. Best, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. It shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. Edgeworth. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case from the of the Pisces sculpture. Exactly. So that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used the normalium in his red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas is caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Really? But I thought I heard that normalium caused the fatality. Don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It's time for you to realize just how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable? You can also voice K if you want.
Okay. You tried to use that word earlier, and you still don't know what it means. He means to say, you are lacking in ability.
Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning. I get it. You're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying you were incapable in your investigation. Oh.
Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement.
What kind of doubts?
For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time.
That's...
Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case?
The most important thing now is not the red paint. The red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how are these two substances mixed? I love how they just like gave up with the names for those two substances. Normalium and fatalium.
God.
It's like Dade, man. Oh.
Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now.
I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started. I may have something that may shed some light on this matter.
Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff.
Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he has to come up with.
If you say so, Sebastian.
Come on, show us. How did the poison gas start? I don't know, what about this? Ha! Surely you're not saying that this was the cause of the poison gas. It seems even you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? Good job.
God.
I don't have time to play along with him. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Where did you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That could also be seen in the sketch. It's the pink thing, I think. Here's the evidence. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Show evidence that 2 chemicals were mixed. Here we go. It's the pink stuff. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the 2 chemicals were mixed. Hold on a second, I still don't get it. How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy. I'll have you know I graduated from middle school.
Oh my god.
You add white to red to make pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now do you understand, Mr. DeBest? Ah, that's how it is. By mixing red normalium and white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see.
It looks like Mr. DeBest finally gets it.
Nope.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the 2 chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it.
I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie?
Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak.
Ugh, so cold, but that's part of her charm. Of
Larry.
course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. Ignore Larry.
It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace?
Smack.
If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further.
Hey, couldn't we find that out if we talked to the victim, pal?
The victim, Dane Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition.
Ah, that's right.
I love you, Gumshoe.
Smack.
Well then, Sebastian will be investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises.
Oh.
If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist?
Alright, Larry's being a
Federal
dumbass.
office,
Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty.
My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title.
Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Laurice Doonan, but you can call me Laurice.
Laurice?
Laurice.
Mr. Artist, please get to the point.
I just remembered something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door.
It would appear that the palace rooms can be locked from the inside. But, just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Objection.
Well, but why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you? Where'd you
What?
come from? After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well. There are a lot of people in this room, I just realized. The Winter Palace should be. Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. It's kinda sus. Until the gas outbreak. Sus. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered the room.
You think about it, court is an emergency meeting.
Yeah.
Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak?
As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either.
Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree.
Woo! Huh? That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Wahaha! Not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time.
He sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artist, you're free to go.
Huh? But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Jesse.
Overruled.
Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. This other suspect is...
A pharmacist by the name of Delicious Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Fatalium from Megatoxin X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if we brought her in quickly.
Best? If we bought her quickly? Sounds good, leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Ugh, got it. Let me make sure I save. I forgot to save. There we go. Don't tell me Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning.
So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all.
Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking? Oh, really? Alright. It doesn't actually save when I do this, it just looks cool.
Rest in peace.
Alright, I can probably do like 10 more minutes. Alright.
She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. They sure are taking an awfully long time.
Ahem! Sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor DeBest presents Miss Delicia Scones. Do you want to voice Miss Delicia Scones?
Sure. Yes, see, you called, so here I am. It is I, Delicia Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs.
Need to take a screenshot of that. Hold on. See, I think Delicia, don't say things like that.
But you can call me Miss Delicious.
And you can call me Mr. DeBestest. Alright, that's cute.
Oi, nice to meet you, bestie.
They've gone straight to nicknames.
Huh? That boy reminds me of someone.
This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son.
Yes, see, nice to meet you, Miley.
Could you please not call me Miley?
Meeting Greggy's boy. I guess it's a sign that I'm getting old.
Your sprite literally hasn't changed at all, though.
She's immortal.
How old is this woman? Oh.
Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask Miss Pharmacist?
Oh, right, yeah. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason why you came to the gallery?
Yes, see, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often.
Yeah, wait, does she have an age? Yeah, no, she still doesn't have an age. She's just a god.
Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia? I guess you could say that, although I only made antidote for the doctor.
Wow! Oh.
Wow. Oh. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yes, see, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. Sus. Oh my god.
Sus.
The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. I did all I could do. The rest depends upon his body's ability to recover.
Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious?
Yes, see, although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. I only knew that he had become a world-famous pastry chef.
Is the victim that famous?
I heard on the news that he had won a competition for designing desserts.
That reminds me, I do remember him mentioning something about studying design in Zhengfa.
Now, let's get down to business. Miss Pharmacist, are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X?
Megatoxin X.
You see, it's the drug that used to kill those things. It's mega effective.
Do you mean people?
Those damn things. Because the effects are so potent, it's not available to the general public.
What are those things you're referring to?
It's the drug for vanquishing the creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like. Ah, I think I know what she's talking about. So, Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix Normalium with Fatalium? Yes, see, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X. Hazardous when mixed.
She says mixing.
Oh my god. She's so suspicious right now.
Yeah.
When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and a gas is released. Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties, and even death. From the amount of poisoned gas Gusty breathes in, I think there was probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas.
As expected of a pharmacist, she's very well informed.
Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. It also has a red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Fatalium is a white, watery liquid. That's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist, you're very knowledgeable. Yes, see, of course I am. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces.
What? Really?
Gee, I wonder what happened. Ah, but not just anyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison that it couldn't be sold to the public after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear.
Say any more and you'll become extremely suspicious. Ah. There we go. Does Judge Courtney suspect her? What is she hiding behind that smile? There's way too many people in this room. Oh, Flatfoot. Have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass cases that contain the sculptures can be opened by a mechanism in the lid. Is the best
He's just dancing.
He's just conducting him. Twirling around. What strange cases. The temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The inside of the Pisces case was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so my hand nearly got stuck to the ice. Good thing it didn't, so then... From the lid of the Pisces case, we detected slight traces of Normalium. Not bad!
Huh? If the normalium was in a glass case at a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid.
Really? So, what happened? Mr. DeBest, why don't we try borrowing the power of K's little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our Mr. Thief. So you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it.
I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it.
Courtney!
Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need of your power.
Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want us to find out? Shush.
That's none of your concern. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question.
What is she planning?
Who set off the poison gas? If you can answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us.
Well then, Miles. The person who opened the Pisces case and set off the gas. When you think about the circumstances, there's only one person it could have been. Yes, considering the circumstances, it's clear who it was. Is it?
Yeah, it's... So, please give me your answer. Who set off the poison gas?
Wiki! Wiki, help. Oh, yeah, okay, that's who I thought it was, but I thought it might be too early for that. There was no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dane Gustavia. It's hard to believe it could have been anyone but him.
It seems that way. Very well. I'll allow you to participate this time. However, if I feel you're a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave.
Understood. But what I don't understand is why the victim opened that case.
He wanted a snack. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what shall I recreate?
Based on the information we've gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas.
Got it.
Alright. Ah, don't scare me like that!
So this is the true power of Sir Thief. It's like sci-fi.
Yeah. Let's investigate the Pisces sculpture post-haste. Post-haste. God.
Boomer.
Boomer. There's frozen normalium on the lid of the Pisces sculpture's glass case.
It's frozen so thick you can't even open the lid.
On the actual
That's
glass
dumb.
case, the lid was heavily cracked. It was like someone had it out for the Pisces sculpture, sir. Do you have any idea how it came to be cracked like this? Well, the damage didn't seem to have come from the outside of the glass case, sir. I see. So the inside of the case was below freezing point, and the case had developed cracks. There are no signs of external damage. From this we can deduce... below freezing, like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare.
And cracked? Like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow.
Don't bully him! Thermal fracturing! The cold glass case was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. But why did the thermal fracturing occur here, and what caused it? Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was frozen normalium. Oh, that face means you've probably thought of something, Miles. Indeed I have. I know how Mr. Gustavia was able to open the glass case. What? How can you possibly know something I don't? I'd say the things he does know are the minority.
Oh my god.
Ow! Hey! Are you going to let me know? How did Dane Gustavia open the glass case? This? Nope. This? Oh, yes. This gas burner that was found in the Autumn Palace showed signs of recent use. I believe this was the cause of the thermal fracturing in the Pisces sculpture's glass case. A gas burner? Why would he use something like that?
Ah, I got it. The lid was frozen shut, so we had to use the burner to melt the ice.
Indeed, that is correct. I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know.
Late start. You didn't even understand a single thing, did you?
Well, that's just because Mr. Edgeworth's explanation was too hard to follow. Okay, why don't you update the little thief so that he can understand it?
If you say so. Right. Let's restart the recreation.
The victim, Dame Gustavia, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If you used the gas burner then, the normalium in the glass case would have melted. And then? The melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the case. And produced the poison gas. The moment Mr. Gustavia opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas. He managed to drag himself out onto the fountain patio just before his strength ran out. So he inhaled the gas when he opened the lid. It seems he finally understands. But why did Mr. Gustavia open the glass case of the Pisces sculpture? The victim's goal, that I do not yet know. Perhaps he had the same reason as Uncle Ray. Maybe he actually came to see the Winter Palace, not the Autumn one. Uncle Ray also thought that this was the Winter Palace at first.
Oi, you too, Ray Ray? Actually, I thought so too. It looks just like Icy's room from 18 years ago. It's even got the exact same plants in front of the door.
It seems everyone involved with the IS-7 incident made the same mistake. It is imperative that we investigate the real Winter Palace immediately. I should suggest that to Mr. DeBest. I get it now! Yeah, that's how it was! Huh? Did you think of something? The victim committed suicide! He thought he would look refined if he died in an art gallery. What?!
Have you even been listening?
Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half of the story will be enough.
Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later.
Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you. Yes, it would indeed.
Like an adult?
Let's see. He's as old as Kay, I think. Yeah, he's 17.
Oh, he's not then.
Yeah, no, he's as old as Kay.
Why are these babies on the crime scene?
I don't know. Yes, it would indeed be best to let Judge Courtney handle him.
That aside, don't you have some information to inform everyone of?
Ah, I totally forgot. What are you talking about? We did a little checking on the pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best prosecutor's subordinate.
That's not something to brag about.
Shut up, you! Quiet down and listen. Suicide is, off the table for now, yeah. Okay. That's because, in short, that pharmacist is a culprit. She set up the gas as a trap.
Eep. No. It's a terrible shame, Miss Pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguishing them? Huh? What are you saying? I would never do such a thing.
Mr. DeBest, you have a basis for these accusations. Of course. This is my basis. Her pharmacist license. It would permit her to handle Megatoxin X, right? And its active ingredient Fatalium was one of the components of the poison gas. Exactly! That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. But that pharmacist is another story altogether.
It wasn't me. You've got it all wrong.
And that's not all. A bottle of Megatoxin X was found in the victim's pocket. And on the bottom, we found clear fingerprints, yours.
Eve!
You and the curator took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him.
That's... You are the only pharmacist on the premises who could have handled Megatoxin X. Furthermore, as for the curator of this art gallery, you're an acquaintance of hers. You would have had access to the gallery at any time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. Please wait! That Megatoxin X, it was stolen! Bonk.
Bonk.
Trying to lure your way out of this would go well with me. It's true! Look, I have got the proof right here in my bag.
What is she searching for?
Not this. Not this either.
I remember seeing cloth like that recently.
Ah, here. Please take a look at this.
It's some sort of paper. What's it say? April 1st, the theft report accepted. Stolen item, Megatoxin X. This is a theft report acceptance certificate. What?
You see, truth is, 1 week ago, my Megatoxin X was stolen. 1 week ago. That means you didn't have it with you today. You see, that bottle you just found is probably the one that was stolen from me. I normally carry that bottle of Megatoxin X in my bag at all times.
Why?
Why? Why? Even though I often forget to keep it locked up. I would never even think about mixing it with Normalium.
But why in the world would you carry such a dangerous substance on your person?
Well, you never know when those things will appear. Those creatures that infest the kitchen, striking fear into the heart of a lady, right? Although if you had rolled up newspaper, you could just squash them with one blow.
See? Kay's got it. Justine, what do we do now?
Well then. Can we really accept this theft report? Let's ask for confirmation. That should clearly tell us whether or not she's lying.
Right. Well then, I'll just call it and confirm it. Oh, bye.
It looks like Mrs. Delicious isn't the culprit.
Indeed, if she really set up the poison gas as a trap, I don't believe she would do it in the way that incriminates her the most. So, Miles, who do you think is the culprit? Predicting the actions of the victim would require a fair amount of advanced planning. And there's only one person here capable of that. Huh? Uncle Ray would like to know too. Who do you suspect?
The curator?
Yeah. Let's see. It had to be a curator of the Zodiac Art Gallery, Miss Catherine Hall. However, I still don't have any evidence that she is the criminal yet. I see, she is... The way he said that just now sounded like he had been expecting it. Good job, Miles. As expected from Uncle Ray's future apprentice. I have no intention of becoming your apprentice. And I will now announce the results of my verification. I can confirm that her theft report was indeed accepted. Good job. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to a decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong. My real performance is still yet to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? That's... First, we need to speak with the curator. And after that? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Sebastian. Mr. Gustavia may have had business in the Winter Palace. I believe we should send an investigator there as well.
Oh, that's good too. Detective Gumshoe, investigate the Winter Palace at once. Ugh, got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to the curator.
Yes, let us proceed.
We should go and listen to what Miss Hall has to say as well. Alright, I think
Why
I'll
is
stop.
Larry still with us?
I have no idea. He's just standing there. I think he does do stuff later, but like, I don't know. I think I'll stop here just for the sake of preserving some for Corvin.
Pog,
And also, I gotta work on a map part that's due today.
you're valid.
Alright, let's see. Make sure it saves. Alright, see you next week.
Hell yeah.
Farewell.